Structure of claims. The placement of the claims is usually after the specification. There is a written description in the specification, and as we have already seen, the complete specification will end with the claims and they define the scope of the invention. Claims are normally written in a single sentence. Now, this is either in the form of I/V claim, it begins with that statement, or it is claimed as, or the invention claimed is. There are various combinations of using this. This is how a usual claim will begin. It will begin with a I claim, or it is claimed, or the invention claimed is. Now, by convention, it is written as a single sentence. Claim, regardless of how long it is written as a single sentence. So you may find some claims unusually long, and you may even find it difficult to follow what is being claimed in the first reading, but it's a convention that is being followed. One of the idea behind having the claim being written in the form of a single sentence is to make it clear and succinct. Now, that's a requirement under the law. So the understanding is that if the claim is in the form of a sentence, and that to a single sentence, it should be clear and it should convey the information that is covered clearly. In English, a sentence refers to a set of words that make complete sense. So claims also need to follow, because they are written in a single sentence, they need to follow all the rules and grammar of a normal sentence, which means it has to begin with a capitalized word and end with a period or a full stop. The capitalized words are usually not allowed in the sentence of the claim, apart from using certain capital letters like C and F for denoting centigrade and Fahrenheit. Apart from that, words within the claim are not capitalized. Now, it's important to get the verb form right in the claim. Now, let's take the example which we had already seen. A pen having a spheroidal marking point and a cap. Now, you could write this as a pen comprises a spheroidal marking point and a cap. Or you could have it in a more direct language, like a pen comprising a spheroidal marking point and a cap. Now, comprises, there is enough of case laws on this to say that comprising, the ing form, is the one to be used, because that verb form allows you to present the claim in the present tense. Now, you could use different verb forms for different claims, but it is, if needed, you could use the present tense. There will be some instances where you may have to use the past tense or even the future tense, but normally it's a preferable practice to keep it in the present tense and in the ing form, which is the working form. Ordering of claims. Now, we had already mentioned that there can be one or more claims. The Act says that the specification shall end with one or more claims. So what do you do if there are more than one claim? If it's a single claim, it is not numbered. But if there are more than one claim, the claims have to be numbered sequentially. Now, you normally begin with the broadest claim and proceed to the narrowest. So you would have a broad claim. If claim number 1 is the independent claim, it would be a broad one. Claim 2, if it is dependent on claim 1, will be a narrower claim. And claim 3, if it is dependent on claim 2, it will be the narrowest claim, in case you have 3 claims for your invention. Claims have to be grouped together. Assume that your claim is for a device. You have a device claim. All the device claims and all the combinations of the device claims should be grouped together. You also have a method of using the device. In that case, all the method claims with all their combinations will be grouped together. Claim numbers are unique. The number which you allot for a claim is not reused. So you have 3 claims in your application, claim 1, 2 and 3. During prosecution, if you cancel claim number 2 in the process of prosecution, there is an objection, or for whatever reason you want to cancel that, you just continue with 1 and 3 throughout the prosecution. The number that you cancel is not reused because it leaves a track of the cancellation and it keeps a track of what was given up. But before the grant, the claims are renumbered by the patent office and granted. So most of the cases when you see a granted patent, you will see a sequential numbering. But it is quite possible that during the course of prosecution, some claims were deleted or omitted, and during the course of prosecution, the numbering is not changed. Now let's look at the parts of a claim. Claims normally have a structure, and most of the claims are what we call combination claims. Combination claims are claims which combine things. So this is the structure of a normal claim. There is a preamble, an introductory statement. There is a transition. Transition is most likely a verb, and there is a body. Let's take this claimed invention, lubricated catheter balloon. A dilation balloon, which is the preamble, comprising the transition, an inner surface and an outer surface, said inner surface having a lubricious hydrophilic material disposed thereon. Now what is highlighted in green is the body, and the body, you can see that the body is connected to the preamble through the transition. The transition is a verb, and it's a verb of action comprising. Now, what the transition does, it gives further information about the preamble. The preamble is a dilatation balloon, now which is a lubricated catheter balloon. The description of the dilatation balloon is that it has an inner surface and an outer surface, and the inner surface has a lubricious hydrophilic material disposed thereon. So what is being claimed is not the dilatation balloon or the catheter balloon per se. A variant which has a lubricious hydrophilic material is being claimed. Now, so the preamble introduces the broad field of invention. The comprising or the transition tells you where the claim or the claimed part of the invention begins, because after the transition, what is being highlighted in the green is what is unique for this invention. And again, you could have dilatation balloons with inner and outer surface. That's perfectly fine. But in this case, the inner surface has a lubricious hydrophilic material. So the lubricious hydrophilic material in the inner surface, which forms a part of a dilatation balloon, makes this invention unique. So you need to understand, the more patent specifications you read, you will get comfortable with the structure of the claim. So claims normally, if they are for a combination, normally have these three parts: a preamble, a transition, and a body. Let's look at another example. Rocket apparatus. A rocket apparatus, which is the preamble, having the transition, in combination, a combustion chamber, a casing containing a supply of combustible material, and a means for successively feeding portions of said material to the said combustion chamber. Now you can clearly see the preamble and the body connected by the transition. Now the transition tells us that it is not that all rocket apparatus is being claimed here, only the rocket apparatus that has what is being described in the body. So the body is actually what is being claimed. Preamble introduces you to the field of invention, the rocket apparatus. It could be any rocket apparatus, but what is being claimed here is where there is a combination of a combustion chamber, a casing containing fuel, and a means of successively feeding portions of the said material into the combustion chamber. Let's look at one more example. Packaging frozen food. a method of packaging and preserving food, which is the preamble. It could be any method, which consists in, the use of consist is different from the use of comprising. First, packing the food in a container and freezing the same under pressure applied to substantial surface areas of the packed container. So you can clearly see the preamble, the transition. Transition need not be just one word, it could also be a group of words, and then the body.